Hey everyone, with the release of the first official trailer of Star Wars Episode 9, the title of which we now know is The Rise of Skywalker, I just wanted to throw out this quick little video kind of reacting and reviewing the trailer. I watched it yesterday, super excited. I have not been this hyped since probably the last time a Star Wars movie came out, which a lot of people were not super excited about how that turned out, but I ended up being a pretty big fan of Episode 8. I guess we have had Star Wars movies since then, but main saga films, I've been a fan of all the new ones so far. The first and most obvious thing that I want to talk about, I have a few points that I want to make from the trailer. Just a quick reaction. I'm not going to go into super detail about any of this. If you want a frame-by-frame breakdown of the trailer or any predictions for the film, you can definitely find that elsewhere on YouTube or Reddit. There's lots of discussion going on, obviously. I just wanted to jump into a couple of the quick things that I mentioned or saw mentioned in the trailer that I thought were interesting, so let's get into it. The first thing, obviously, and the thing that everyone is talking about here, is the possible return of Palpatine. Ian McDiarmid's character, Emperor Palpatine, one of the most beloved and hated villains in all of pop culture. He's possibly back. I think it's more or less confirmed that he is back in some form. It's still up in the air what form that may take in the final product. But at the bare minimum, it suggests that the events of the previous two films in this saga have been in some way influenced by forces that we have yet to see kind of unfold, which is really interesting. It adds a lot of depth to the possible shortcomings of the plot of not only The Last Jedi, which people think had a lot of shortcomings, but even The Force Awakens. So it's possible that Snoke was being influenced by Palpatine, or that Snoke was carrying out some sort of master plan that Palpatine had set in motion before his defeat in the original trilogy. Both pretty interesting things, but I think one of the theories that is the most interesting to me that I've seen kind of popping up in the discussions on the internet are the idea that Kylo was being influenced by Palpatine. Maybe some of the voices he's been hearing or some of the training he's had or behind the scenes influence has been from Palpatine, even from before he got involved with Snoke. Like maybe this entire time Kylo has had this plan to kind of rise due to Palpatine, and that's why he found it so easy to kill his father and to kill Snoke and to make a lot of the decisions that seem strange in the previous films. This kind of gives those a little bit more life. And a problem that a lot of people have had with this saga so far is that it hasn't had that true villain feel to it that the other trilogies have had so far. You have Snoke, who kind of just didn't really do much of anything and didn't really ascend to that master big bad evil guy role that we wanted, and Kylo has been like, flip-flopping and not quite the real big bad badass guy that we want, like a Vader character, and not a good guy either. He's kind of the gray in between, and having him be influenced by Palpatine this whole time and secretly carrying out some greater plan that we haven't known about would be a huge bonus and something really exciting for the series as a whole, and really add a lot to the previous two films. So it also kind of makes sense that he idolizes Vader so much, and we already know this, and he never really says anything about Anakin, just Vader, right? And that really kind of hints at some sort of connection with Palpatine maybe being a driving factor here. And I think the next point of interest after bringing up Palpatine has to be the Death Star scene. We see this crashed remains of the possible second Death Star, which is another huge hint at the fall of the Emperor, and maybe if he's not fully returned or still alive in this film, maybe there's some remnants of his Force ghost or something, maybe a powerful relic left behind that has some sort of connection with him at this crash site of the Death Star. So that adds a lot of speculation as well. And like I said, I'm not going to get too involved in it, but that's something to definitely think about or keep an eye on until the release of the film. Maybe we'll get some more information about that before it comes out. And the last, and what I think is the most exciting part of the trailer, is obviously Billy D back as Lando, piloting the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca. Super awesome, both fan service, action. Everyone's gonna love this. Lando is such an awesome character, especially after Solo has been released. And no matter what you thought about that, I think Lando was a great character in that film. Getting to know a little bit more about his backstory and his connection to Han Solo was awesome. There was a little bit of sadness, obviously, because we lost Han, and now there's the reference that I've seen mentioned a couple times that in Solo, Lando says that he's going to try to get his ship back, and Han says, "Over my dead body." And now that has obviously, sadly, come to pass. Lando is back piloting the Millennium Falcon in Han's absence, but with the habits this saga has been making of killing off characters from the original trilogy, I think that it wouldn't be too big of a stretch or a surprise to see even Lando make a heroic sacrifice, maybe even at the expense of the Millennium Falcon, to help out or to save some of his allies in this final film. So that's another big thing to keep an eye out for, and that I'm really excited to see unfold when the movie finally comes out. I can't wait to see it. I hope you guys are just as excited about this stuff. I'm not really a movie critic on YouTube at all. This is the first thing I've done like this, but I'm so excited about this trailer and this movie coming out. It's going to be a huge year for Star Wars. Obviously, with my name, I'm a big fan, and I can't wait to see what's next for the awesome franchise. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. If you want to see more of this, I might do updates as we get more information about the film or some of the games coming out this year. I can definitely do that. It doesn't take much to just throw up a quick video and kind of throw out my thoughts about this stuff. I'm really into it, so I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.